What's up, everybody on YouTube? Today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to give you 6 tips to do herping. So if you're new to herping or if you're getting frustrated, I know it can be frustrating to be a herper. There's been a lot of times where many days where I've gone out herping and found nothing. And it can be really frustrating. So I've refined my efforts, so I want to share these ideas with you. So let's get started. All right, first on the list of things to do that'll get your herping game better is to drive more. Just drive more, drive to different locations, different spots, different places. Maybe you've always wanted to go to a park that you haven't been to, or even if it doesn't have anything to do with herping, maybe you want to go to that new store that opened up. On the way to the store, keep your eyes peeled and see if there's maybe a park nearby or a new trail or a new shopping center opens up. Look around the shopping center. Sometimes there's parks nearby or new parks have opened up. Maybe you want to go to a new city or a new state and check it out. And you're going on vacation. If you're on vacation, look around, see if there's any good herping spots near there. All right, so second thing on your list is your daily routine. When you're out driving around, keep your eyes open, be observant. Don't just turn that switch off and go into your mode of driving. You know how you're in that driving mode and you have your day and you're thinking about other stuff and you're not looking around. You're just zoned in on getting to where you're wanting to go. Don't do that anymore. Keep your eyes peeled when you're at the stoplight. Look around, see if there's a creek nearby, or if there's a park nearby or a trail. And if you note something, keep a note of it. Maybe take a picture of the trail that you see. If it says a trail or a park nearby, take a picture of that so that way you can go back later and look at it when you're ready to go herping. Third thing is to download the All Trails app. It's an app that I use. People share pictures of the trails and parks that they go to. It's a really good app. I actually just used it on 2 different parks, and actually 2 different trails, and both of those trails I found snakes on. Now, the way I picked it was that I found both of those trails, one of them had turtles on it. Turtles is usually a good sign that there's going to be snakes around, so they took pictures of turtles and posted it on to All Trails. The other trail that I found snakes on, they actually took a picture of a snake. So try to be on the lookout for that. Look at the pictures on All Trails to see what the habitat looks like. If there's a lot of people around, probably not a good spot to go to. But if you see a lot of opportunities to go off of a trail, where you can see rocks, big rocks and stuff like that, and you can walk around it. There's big, huge rocks, what do they call it? Bluffs. That's usually a good area to look for snakes. Any area where you won't get poison ivy, where you can actually walk around at. If you're going to go off the trail, make sure that you wear boots. I have these snake boots that I wear. They go all the way up to my knees. That helps protect me if there's a poisonous snake out. It can't bite through the boots. Also, if there's poison ivy, you want to try to keep yourself from touching any type of plants. That way you don't have to worry about getting poison ivy. So fourth on the list is Google Earth. Sometimes All Trails doesn't have a lot of pictures on a trail or a park, or maybe there's not the park that you find or the trail is not on All Trails. Look it up on Google Earth. Google Earth is a great app to use. You can go and what you do is you download Google Earth. You go to the park, you look it up, you look up a trail, or you look up trails and parks near me. You can actually search for that. And then when you get to the park, it has a little man icon next to it, and you click on that, and it'll highlight the blue streets of where you can actually go and look at the street view of that. And that's a good tool to look at, so you can kind of get an idea of what the area looks like around it. And you can kind of go down the street and look on the side of the street to see if that'll also be good if you want to go to an area that you want to go road cruising at. A lot of people like to go road cruising. If you go road cruising in an area, Google Earth's a great spot to look at, a great tool to use to look at road cruising opportunities. You want to look for spots that are on the side street that don't get a lot of traffic. If you're on a highway and there's a lot of traffic, it's probably not safe for you to pull over. You might get in trouble with the law. So you want to go to an area where it's back roads. Gravel roads are great. and those are good opportunities to find herping. Google Maps. Google Maps is my fifth suggestion. Google Maps is a great opportunity to use to remember spots that you've driven by. So say one day you're using Google Maps and you go past an area and you want to remember it. I take a screenshot of that when I'm out driving on my carrier. I use Google Maps every single day, almost always using it. So if I'm out in an area and I drive by and I see a park or a trail, I take a screenshot of that spot where I'm at on Google Maps, so that way I can go back later and look it up on Google Earth or AllTrails. Another opportunity is iNaturalist. iNaturalist is my sixth tip for you. iNaturalist is a great site. People that are herpers, they go and they post pictures of snakes or turtles or whatever amphibian or animal that they find. They post a picture of it and they actually put the county of where they found it, the state. It's a good starting point. Sometimes you want to see what snakes are in your area and you don't know what to look for, or herping opportunities, you want to find animals that you want to look for. That's a good place to start. So I hope that helps you guys. All right, so the last thing that I want to talk about is a method that I use to get a general idea of where I want to look for new spots to herp. iNaturalist has one. It's called, an atlas. What you do is you click on Explore in the top left corner. You type in the species that you want to look for, and then you click on one of the pictures of the species that shows in the results. Once you go to that picture of the species, down below it is a map. It's like Google Maps, kind of a picture of a certain part of an area of a state, and then you can use that to go and look across the map of the United States or wherever you're at to see where the most high density populations are of the species you're looking for. It works really good. You can also search Google for Herp Atlas and then put your state, or put, for instance, Missouri Herp Atlas. You would search Google for that. There's all kinds of atlases online that you can look for. I have a site that I use that only has Kansas on it, but it's really specific, and I just like it. Some atlases are kind of good and other ones are not. It's kind of just, you gotta have to look for it. If you're really wanting to find a spot for a certain species, then you'll find it. The best way, I think the best way to start is by using an atlas. If you look at the pictures that I show you here, you can see that it'll give you a good general idea of where to start looking, instead of just going out in the, to the park down the street. You don't want to just go search aimlessly for it. You want to have a general idea of where you're going. So I hope that helps you guys. All right, that's all I have.